A smile is something special, a ribbon I like to wear, and I'll be special and I'll be rare when I'm in my hair. Forgot a belt today, and I hate the way this feels. All right. Oh, jeez. I'm just gonna keep this on deck because my nose is still flowing like, I don't know. I don't know what flows a lot. Waterfalls? But I don't know what's going on. I'm not even sick. I don't even feel bad, but my nose is just, I don't know, having its yearly cleanse. It's terrible. So we're gonna be doing the review of Welcome to Derry. This is really late. I know it's super late. I've been meaning to do it. I don't know why I haven't, but I'm gonna finally get it out. This is by far my most favorite show of the year of 2025. I think it was spectacular in every single way. So I'm gonna give my thoughts on it. I'm just really excited about this. A smile is something special. Alright, I'm just gonna get this out here now and then I'll touch on this. I don't think this show had a weakness. This is one of the only movies where I sit and I try and look for something. There is nothing there that is bad about this show. The only thing is maybe the pacing was a bit slow at sometimes, but that's for people with TikTok attention spans. I think the pacing was perfect. The acting was impeccable in every single way. The action scenes, the emotional scenes, the monologues that certain characters had, the dialogue between each other. The writing was perfect. I don't think there was any cringy lines. It felt real. It felt genuine with every word. And the visuals, don't even get me flipping started. You want to see some crazy visuals, horror visuals, just perfection. Perfection! This show is perfect. And I don't say that about many things. This show is perfect. So flipping creepy and I love it. And it's just like, just absolute gore. What the flip? What did you do? What did you do? Oh my. How did I get there? Did you do that? I did that. I had like leftover stuff, blood for some reason. Not real. Ooh, that sounded psycho. No, fake blood. And I thought this was the perfect opportunity to use it, and I did. And I don't kill people. Okay. So I've tried to get this off. Dude, it's flipping staining. Oh, that was very Pennywise, the dancing clown. That's disgusting. I'm gonna stop drilling now. But yeah, no, it's not coming off. I'm a little bit scared of that. Ah! Why is the water so hot? No, it's staining, dude. Look. Oh, no. Smile is something special. A rhythm I like to wear. Shouldn't they make this crap washable? Looks like I got a bloody lip. Oh, come on, man. Okay, alright, it's starting to come off, I think. That's the best I'm gonna get. There's nobody, you'll literally never meet anybody funnier than me. That's a joke, but I do funny things. Because you are a funny guy, aren't you? You are absolutely hilarious. Look at you! Dumb stupid idiot. You suck my fat one, pal, you flipping barf bag bootlicker. Hello? Whatever. I'm not dealing with that. Good save, Calvin. Anyways, the gore is great. I love that crap. Dude, I want to see Pennywise slice that guy's face open with the cleaver and his tongue moving around still, and then I want him eating it like it's apple season and he just freshly picked a nice green apple. Red apple. That's what I want to see. Again, the creepy visuals are probably the best I've ever seen. They're creative, they're different, they're new. I got some of them in here, don't you worry, I'll touch on them, but it's just fantastic. Pennywise's different forms I thought were really cool, showing how he can kind of shapeshift into these different things and make you see what you want to see, or all the different forms. And I heard they actually did that because something about the writer's strike or the actor's strike that was going on, they couldn't get Pennywise Bill Skarsgård or something like that within the first 4 episodes, I believe. I don't know. I thought that was pretty nuts. The transitions are so also unique, and I just something feels great about a nice transition. Something just different, but they correlate with each other. Like there was one where somebody was puking, I forget who it was, but they were puking, and then you saw the puke dropping. It switched to another scene where someone was dumping mashed potatoes. This looked like the puke, but it was mashed potatoes. That's so unique and different. I think that's pretty cool. I love the scenery here. I have a fascination with past generations for some reason. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I was born in the wrong time. I just find it so fascinating. Like these early, I know this is mid 1500s. You okay, pal? No, I'm not. 80s, even the 90s, even the early 2000s. I was alive for those ones, but not like conscious enough to know what's going on around that time. I'm just fascinated by it. I love Marge and her character development. Obviously, she started off as a girl that just wanted to be popular and seen, and we've all been there, you know, when you're a teenager or a preteen, all you want is to be liked. You don't know how to gauge that well, and sometimes, yeah, you know, you'll do things that you don't normally do. But she eventually showed who she really was, and she showed her good heart. Like that scene where the bullies came up, she's like, would you like to sit at our table instead of these, nerd? And she goes up and she's like, I am afraid. Our flipping eye was like, I love that crap. All the characters had weight to them. I cared for each and every one of these people. I think that is so hard to do. There were a lot of characters in this show. I cared for every single one. And the ones that I weren't supposed to like, I still didn't like them, but like I understood because they somehow gave you a little piece of each and every one of these people for you to care for them. I think that is one thing that not a lot of shows and TV shows or movies do. I think that's rare. It sounds so simple, but it's so rare. I feel like in today's stuff that comes out, I love these characters. The horror scream of the girl that plays Lily, I should probably look up her actor name, but that girl has a bright future, man. She is. Her delivery, her face work, she's spectacular. She's definitely going to be a star if, again, hopefully Hollywood isn't creepy with her. Please don't do that. She's a child. But she's just amazing. And she has a very bright future in acting. She is spectacular. But that horror scream, my gosh, one of the best horror screams I've ever heard. I can't rave about her enough. She was top tier. I believe his name was Polly, which was Lee's friend, the army guy, like his kind of number 2 guy. What a real one. I love that guy. He was just the epitome of what you would call a hero. He didn't feel the need to be called a hero, and that's who the real heroes are. That guy was selfless and caring, fought those guys in the beginning to protect Lee. He even got shot by Lee at the end, and even then in those moments of dying, he still was like, make this worth it. I love characters like that. Killing all those flipping kids in episode 1 to set the tone like that, crazy. Like when Lily reached out for that little girl and then her arm got ripped off. Oh my gosh. And in episode 1, they showed it, but like kind of showed it. Like they kind of beat around the bush a little bit. And then they came back to it and showed another angle, more in depth, of that baby bat ripping them apart. Are you kidding? But that's what I'm talking about. I'm not a psycho. But it's just great. Like, we want to see that. That's what Pennywise is supposed to do. So show us. Oh. Charlotte, man. That woman is powerful. There's an argument she's the best character in this entire show. She's just fearless and fierce. And those are the people that make a change, you know? She's just so level-headed. And in a world that's so against her, being a woman, and you know, how racism was so normalized then, she is just a force. We love to see that crap, man. I fucking love that crap. Don't even get me started on this mother trucker. I love this dude. My personal favorite character. I'm always gonna magnetize to the most selfless character. The character that kind of keeps everyone together and just looks out for everybody. I'm always gonna find myself being a character. I like to think I'm like that in real life. I try to be. Anyways, Richie. I love Richie. I think he was just the Rock. I really do think he was the Rock. And he was obviously raised the right way. Oh man, he's such a good character. And I think he even said, so my favorite thing, I'm Puerto Rican, but there's a thing called pastelillos, and they're so good. They're literally so good. They're like these little, it's like hard shell. No, they're good. Look them up. They're really flipping good. Try them out for yourself. But yeah, I used to have when I was a kid, me and my brother, oh, I flip, chow those mother truckers down. Put those in front of me right now. I'm eating them up. Eating it up, pal. Eating it up. Anyways, shout out my Puerto Rican fellow brethren. Halloran, man, what a character. What an in-depth, amazing, spectacular character. Just a dude that locked it down from the beginning. His voice, he has one of the best acting voices I've ever heard. He was, I don't know, this sounds weird, but it's just like crisp. His writing was spectacular and his powers are insane. And just the things that he went through, and he was so funny, but his powers are insane. The ability to tap into these memories, and then Pennywise gets in his mind and opens that box, and then he just starts seeing all these crazy visuals of people that died and are confused. And then at the end it says that he was about to go to a hotel and he was the guy in The Shining. Yikes. Lee, the fact that he's completely fearless like that, and the actor, oh my gosh, he had that monologue where he was talking to Penny and he took his son, and then he went to go talk to Halloran about it, and he was like, they took Will. And it just, man, one of the best acting jobs I've ever seen. These people just all did what they were supposed to do. They were spectacular. There's no other way to put it. They were just amazing. Absolutely amazing. So talking about one of the visuals, when Lily was in that store and things started closing in and the people were turning around the bend with a Penny smile, and they're like, that was really creepy. And then the dad's face was in the pickles because they're saying his body was in different jars beforehand. So they're touching on your trauma and showing you it in these visuals, and Penny knows that. Just nuts, man. And then broke out of the pickles and turned into this weird pickle monster that was coming towards you, but it was the dad. But it wasn't the dad. Oh, like, how do you think of that stuff? What kind of psycho are you to be able to know that this is what people want to see, baby? Oh yeah, come on, give me all that. You're about to overheat, so I'm just gonna like flipping stare at the wall until you're cold again. Maybe I can just put you outside, you'll freeze to death. Alright. Alrighty, well, it's dark at 5 o'clock, and let's just keep this rolling. Where flip was I? Oh, flip. I think the sets are also very, very beautiful. I don't know how much of this was actually in towns or just a studio, but man, it felt real. It really felt real. Like there was one when they did the throwback of how Pennywise kind of got that form, you know, the backstory of that dad, right? And that was just a beautiful set, seeing like that, what was it, 1908 I believe it was, and just seeing the carnival and just the kids running around and the show. And one thing that they also did beautifully well was they never left anything unanswered. They always brought it back around in such a smooth, perfect way. They would mention something early on or show something on the screen or like a little reference, and then they'd circle it back around and connect it to something over and over and over and over and over again. And I just found it so cool. One example that I think of is, actually, let me get there because that's a big thing for this. I'll tell you one of the grossest scenes that you will see though. One of the characters, Marge, beforehand they were watching in class of these species of worms, which they said there's 20,000 species of worm. That is flipping nuts. That doesn't even sound possible, but I don't know if that's true. Her eyes flipping exploded, and she had these like creepy eyes that were, and she like went into the metals room and like was trying to saw it off with this thing, and she did, and it cut off, and it was insane. I was sitting there like, this is great. Whoever wrote this, I don't know who wrote this script, but this storytelling is just, there was no lapse at all. Even the best shows and movies in the world kind of have one little thing where you're like, that's a little weird. I can't think of a single thing. I really can't. I can't rave about this show enough. It was spectacular. Oh my gosh. I need a haircut, dude. Anyways, another visual was when they were down in the sewers and the army was down there. They used the I want you guy, you know, the I want you guy, like saying, I want you to join the military or whatever. They used that guy and then he like killed one of the owners. Like just saying that alone is just so creative. Oh my gosh, I look like I'm wearing a flippin' fake hair cap or something. I don't remember what I was just saying. The design of Pennywise, it just really looks so scary and creepy, and how he's got the drool coming down and the blood. And when he has that form where his teeth are spread out and he's like, Amazing. This is just an example of how they tied everything in. They kept mentioning Juniper Hill, which is like the asylum, right? And how they kept sending Lily there. Her parents are terrible, by the way. Everyone had like decent parents except for that one, and I felt really bad. But there was one how they did a throwback of Juniper Hill showing the daughter seeing the dad, and then touched on it further about how like she missed him and wanted to see him again and knew that he was there because of that, when it wasn't really the dad. And then they came in contact again in the future and she was wearing her makeup and the guy like wasn't him, obviously. The dude's dead. And Penny like opened his mouth with the big scary yellow thing. It's like I think that was my version of that, actually. I hope you're not possessed. Do you see what I'm talking about? How they never leave things open-ended floating like Stranger Things did? Yikes. That's bothering me. But yeah, they just come full circle with everything, and I think that's very unique and cool. Again, like the lingos of these times. She must have snapped her cap. Why don't we have cool lingos like that anymore? We don't. What do we have? Flipping Riz. I'm on the truck at 6-7. Dude, when I went to Christmas with my family, I heard 6-7 more than I did Merry Christmas. What terrible reality am I living in? What universe is this? That is terrible. Okay, I'm gonna walk away now. Oh, just terrible. I love the connection that Richie and Marge started to have. They really were made for each other. And unfortunately, and probably one of the most beautiful scenes in the entire show, was Richie doing what he does and being selfless, and he sacrificed himself to protect Marge. There was this crazy scene where they were having a party and Richie was going crazy before on those drums and smiling and laughing, and Marge was just like looking at him with these love eyes, and they would have been together. And he was just such a good young man. He was just so pure, and he does not deserve what he got, but that's what people of that caliber that truly love and care for people, that's what they'll do without a hesitation. So sad. Luckily, all the kids escaped except for Richie. He put Marge in this cooler and he laid on top of the cooler and was speaking to her, and the last thing they ever said to each other was, "I love you." I actually cried. I cried. I'm a grown man and I'm gonna flip and admit it. I had one tear dropped on my eyes. It's actually happening again. I'm just a really soft, emotional guy. Flipping grow up. Honestly, are you a man? Seriously, reel it back in. Reel it back in. You absolute softy. You're like these flipping tissues, pal. Soft. Although, they did rip my nose apart because I've been wiping my nose for a week straight. I don't remember what I was just saying whatsoever. I just went on about 4 tangents. Pennywise's voice is one of the coolest things I've ever heard. I wish I found a way to like perfect that voice. I would love to just pull that out of nowhere. Like, hiya, Georgie. You gotta have a little bit of drool at the bottom of the lip. I don't know how he does that. He's like, that's terrible. But yeah, it's so good. That dude's flipping voice is amazing. Amazing. Bill Skarsgård, he is so talented. I feel like he's very underrated as an actor, and he should win some mother trucking award for this. I'm being dead serious. This dude killed it. Killed it. Literally and figuratively. Was amazing. This flipping government, dude, they're so annoying. They literally make everything worse. They use this whole thing saying they were trying to get the pillar to protect it and figure it out and stuff. No. They burned it. They wanted population control. So they were going to let Pennywise out throughout the entire world so that he can kill a bunch of people and regulate the population and have fear. And that would make people realize what's actually important. Are you dumb? Dude, that's not the way to do things. Are you an idiot? Yes, you are, obviously, because look what was about to happen. That made me so mad, but it's so true. The government is terrible. But the leader got his flipping head eaten by Pennywise, so... Full circle moment. One thing, again, storytelling, baby. Yeah, but flipping fantastic. I'm getting goosebumps, man. I can't fathom how amazing this show is. Pennywise, time is not linear for him. So when he fails in a time period, so he went back in time, one of his main causes was to kill Marge, because Marge is the mother of that boy that eventually helped kill him. And so he was going to kill Marge so that the boy was never existent so that he can keep going in the future. So he failed here, but now he can go back another 27. And if that doesn't work, then he can go back another 27. And he could just try and kill these people and make sure they don't exist so that maybe he has a chance to live in that other timeline. Dude, what the flip is that? That is... Oh my gosh. I don't even have any other adjectives left. That is just... That final fight scene, they're trying to put the pillar in. Pennywise is just got his head blown off by Lee, and his head's starting to grow back, and he's crawling to these kids trying to get there so that he can stop them. Simultaneously, Halloran looks over. My man Richie is back, and he looks at Pennywise, and he puts up the mother truck and finger, and he starts running to help his friends, and he helps push it down. And they were like, y'all feel that? And it was Richie. What a dog! I love that mother truck. I want a shirt with Richie on it. Love that, man. But while that was happening, they're trying to put it in, and then Pennywise is growing these flipping wings, and he's like, slow-mo, and they're trying to push the thing in. Talk about tension, baby. That is film, baby. I love it. And then at the end, when they have that final scene of them at the funeral, and Richie is there, and he's listening to Marge speak, and he's got his hands on his parents, and Halloran goes up to his parents and say, you feel that hand on your shoulder, he's here with you. And they smile at each other, and Richie, he's such a good man, and he deserved to live a full life. Unfortunately, he didn't get that, but heart of gold. And I love that. I think they closed it all very well while keeping it somewhat open-ended with that theory that the 27 years, they tie it all together when they, I think her name's Sophia Lilas, I think that's her real actor name, but they show that full circle moment and she turns. You know what they say, people that die in Derry don't actually die. I don't know. That's my whole notes. You're overheating again. Show was 10 out of 10. I'm not even joking with you. That is my rating. It is a 10 out of 10. Perfection. If you have not watched it, please watch it. And yeah, all right. I love you guys a lot. Please stay safe. This camera's about to die too. Y'all are the best, and I love you, and I love you, and I love you, and I love you. And one more thing. Oh, I love you. All right. See you guys.